If you're hearing this message, there is some wisdom here for you. And I want to start the journey with a time where I wanted to experience. I'm just remembering this beautiful garden I would play in, the raspberry bushes and the walkways and the garden, and I would play all the characters. And that time was so imaginative and bliss. And I was always the hero, and I was always the damsel. And I guess in a nutshell, that's kind of like our journeys. We are always our own hero, or we're always our own damsel in distress. And it's all perception. It's all on how you view yourself in that moment of that character. And just like every different personality and trait, there's an integration. And when you could infuse those different characteristics, that's when you can kind of form into who you need to be in that moment. Every experience, there's a valuable lesson. And in that lesson, there's a journey. And you may be thinking there's a journey in the lesson. That is true too, but it's all in one. You cannot have the journey without the lesson, and you cannot have the lesson without the journey. There have been life experiences at different ages that felt really confusing and irrelevant in those moments. The why me or why this mentality probably, in my case, came up. And it's only with age and wisdom where I could discover that those experiences were necessary to build and discover something beautiful. When you respond to an experience, it's showing you what you expected to receive. And sometimes it's on the other side of the spectrum. So you expect to receive love, and then someone disappoints you. And it's all in one. It really is. And then once you experience, the sad phase or the love, in some time in your life, you're going to experience the other side. And this once again goes down to the characters that you play, the spectrums, and then your life experiences, and then those experiences on those ages. And so the main meaning to this message is your integration. How are you integrating your experiences in your life in this now moment? Do you reflect on what happened throughout the day? And this can play out as in running scenarios in our head and running hypotheticals out loud or in our mind. But in those moments too, we're co-creating with the universe on how we want to experience these moments. Because what you're focusing on, you're creating, you're vibrating. You are letting the universe, God, source, know, hey, this vibration is the one I want to experience on now. And there's nothing wrong with that, because once again, it's a whole spectrum. How are you going to understand what is beautiful if you don't understand what is horrible? And I'm not just talking about looking outside the window and judging what you condemn as good or bad, because that's all subjective. We're talking about what you can do with you and your beliefs of who you are. Look into that window. That is what matters now. When we focus and better ourselves in every aspect in our life, it helps the collective, it helps our family, it helps the world. And I'm not talking about toxic positivity either. If you feel upset, express it in a healthy way. If you feel pessimistic, just know this too shall pass, because it's all a journey, it's all a vibration. Just don't live there. If you run those characters of what happened that day in your mind and that's what you want to focus on, that's fine for that day, for that moment, for that experience. But don't live in that same experience, what happened that day. Relive that for a week, 2, 3, 4 weeks on end. That is living in it. So, where are you in all this? How are you experiencing your life? What viewpoints are you currently focusing on? And don't judge yourself, because you are perfect where you're at right now. Self-discovery is a beautiful thing. And we normally get curious when we want something better. Not on a Goldilocks kind of better, but my heart hurts. I want to do something better. This is shadow work. Is accepting who we are and loving us from that moment, from that place, without judgment. And yes, I judge myself still too, but I try my best not to. I try and remind myself that I did the best that I could in those moments, with the tools that I had, the knowledge that I had. Even if 5 minutes later I found out that I was in the wrong. That's how I learn. And did I follow my gut? Did I follow my intuition? Did I listen to other people? Or was I in my head? Did I follow my heart? Because those are cues that are helping you get better, learn life, navigate properly. That's where the trust comes in. Everyone experiences things differently. And there is so much magic from that. There's so many views on that. There's not enough words in the English language to describe certain feelings of expressions. We're very limited. It's either good or bad, up or down, yes or no, cold or hot. Okay, there's warm. But I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say. So, for the next couple of minutes, I want you to just kind of reflect. Reflect on your day. What thoughts have been running in your mind? What stories have you been telling yourself? Where is your attention flowing?